allowed to do this. It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mic, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo to do. Mayegun la wa mo to do.
Welcome back. And thank you so much for joining me again. Read the caption of the broadcast again. Read beyond the headlines, the rider. Take your time and read the description as well. While you share this and we wait for others to join us. Digest what the description is, so to say. Like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell all of them that Mayegun is back. Mayegun today. Werey Wike. He was in Rivers State from yesterday till this afternoon. And as usual, he went there to remind whoever cares to listen that if those who are trying and struggling, according to him, to relegate him, well, by his words, right, Those who think they are taking the PDP structure from him, they better think again. To every one of them supporting Fubara, they should not be surprised with what is coming their way. Remember when Tinubu said Atiku will sell your inheritance? Because he said he would privatize the Nigerian NNPC, he will sell off the refineries to those who can make them work and stop spending on them. And Tinubu said no, he was going to sell it to his friends. Now the refineries, Warri and Port Harcourt, are now on sale to Tinubu's friends, of course. Today, thank you so much for joining me again from wherever you are joining us. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you. This is Mayegu live, our prime time. This afternoon, a video of Werey Wike started trending. As usual, Werey Wike took a chance on the podium where, until now, I didn't even know, right? Where PDP was holding their PDP River State Convention, put it that way. So he attended. And for those who already are so familiar with the political upheaval in River State, Werey Wike used that opportunity to beg his own supposed supporters, the leftover of his structure, that they shouldn't worry. See, 2023 was like a bad business, a bad investment, that every one of them should consider as a loss and wait till 2027. He said a lot. And I think that's where we're going to have to start this evening. Once again, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. Werey Wike, ladies and gentlemen.
I assured you, yes, we have done our own part by electing a government in the state. If the government said it does not want us, will you kill yourself? No. Will you run away from the party you built? No. We are the party members, and we have taken over our party. The way we did it, how we did it in 2023, the same God will allow us, will support us, will be with us in 2027. Let nobody be intimidated. I know how it is when you have worked hard and at the end of the day you are pushed away. I know how bad you feel. But again, it's not every business you enter into that you get profit. So see this one as one of those businesses that you invested and you lost. So, but that will not make you not to continue to work hard in order to invest in future and make your profit. So be strong. Be strong. They said that we are finished. They are finished. Anywhere you see them say they are finished. And let me assure all of you, not while we live, not while we live, anybody will take away the structure of PDP from us. Not while we live. And let me tell people, I hear that there are some governors, there are some governors who say they will take away the structure and give back to somebody. I pity those governors because I'll put fire in their state. when God has given you peace, when God has given you peace, you say you don't want peace. Then whatever you see, you take. I don't understand. Simply because I hear they got some money for this signature bonus, and so their heads are getting big. That you put hand in my own state. Prepare, because I have the capacity. I have the capacity to also do the same thing in your own state. Whether you are from Bauchi, I don't give a damn. Whichever state you come from, as far as I know that you are trying to put yourself in River State, your hand will get burnt. And you will never sleep in your state. You will never do governance again. You will see political crisis. As far as PDP is concerned. So I've told them, now you have started. When I will start, don't say I'm the one that destroyed PDP. You are the one that are trying to destroy PDP. Allow River State to conduct the affairs of the party. We are aware of these unstable characters. We know that they are joining APP. Let them wait during the time they should face us in the election. Don't bother about abuses. We have thick skin. We don't even know what abuse is. So don't think about it. Don't say anybody's abusing me. If I'm nothing, they will not abuse me. They thought we would have come to them, start begging. Are we begging? No. We're not begging. Let them go and see what is happening in Abuja. So they know if we are talking about politics in Nigeria, we are more relevant than them. If today I say I will move to another party, it will be a tsunami. But we have said we will remain where we are. I assured you.
That's where we started tonight. The reason why I became interested in that clip is not because of Werey Wike or what he had to say there alone. It is the reaction of the supposed audience, the PDP, River State, delegates, and all that stuff that were cheering him on. It was there. Nigeria is facing politically sponsored insecurity that has gone out of hands. Nigerians are dying from politically sponsored insecurity in Nigeria. And because it keeps people divided, suppressed, oppressed, impoverished, confused, worried. A minister in Nigeria is promising more of that simply because it's only means of survival is politics. Access, unlimited, unhindered access to public fund, and then politics, which is their own way of life. It is not mono sort of a thing. These guys are nothing without those cheerleaders. And they're everywhere. Oh, they actually love them. Oh my God. They love thugs, criminals, people of questionable characters like that. because they are the strongest for Nigeria politics. It is not really about development or human capital. No. It is the personality that can stand the treasury, that can stand the violence, the trickery, the corruption around what they call the dirty water, murky, dirty water of Nigerian politics. It is never about ideas. No. Idea about. If anybody rises again and said, and decided to take on Tinubu, and he begins to talk and speak like the way they wanted, anybody that can speak and talk harder and tougher and more kind of like threatening. Ideas doesn't matter. That is why majority of the Nigerian criminal politicians, once they have access to public fund, they don't let go, because the more of that, the more they can hold these praise singers around. But the sad thing is, they gather like that all over Nigeria every time. The same victims of bad governance, they will say, we are PDP, we are APC. And that is how they gather to praise the same people responsible for what they are going through. Werey Wike became this rabid dog 2 years ago. This is just a flashback when he was speaking to the supposed PDP delegate to make him the PDP presidential candidate. This guy spent over 600 billion naira of River State money placating the northern Nigeria. This is why it's like, is it money? Is it about how to kind of mobilize people? What is that thing that makes Atiku special, that they had to betray him at the last minute? So rather, it would destroy everything. It did, and it's doing it still. You won't believe it. Werey Wike was using River State money to offset the debt of Sokoto State civil service. Let me explain that. After Lagos, the next richest state in Nigeria by revenue is River State, where Werey Wike is believed to have received more than 30 trillion naira in 8 years as governor of River State. He has so much money to play around with that Sokoto State that declared bankruptcy at the end of 2022 was only because for a while Werey Wike was ferrying the River State money, bailing out Sokoto. It's like this. Tambua was looting whatever was given to them in Sokoto, unable to pay salaries, unable to pay contractors. Then he became friends with Werey Wike to the point that River State money, that is, according to record, over 80 billion naira of River State money was actually ferried to Sokoto State in a space of 2.5 years. All because he was promised that he has done so well for PDP, that he, after Warri, Southern Nigeria will produce president. And if he goes to Southern Nigeria, PDP, Werey Wike has done so much. When Atiku, Saraki, and the rest of them did their exodus from PDP, it was Werey Wike funding some of the PDP governors, some of the PDP states. So he expected all of the 17 states, all of the 19 states, especially the 11 Sharia states of northern Nigeria, starting with Sokoto, going to Kano, going to Borno, Kerbi, Werey Wike was donating money, River State money, to different victims of different disasters in northern Nigeria for straight 2.5 years until this PDP convention. Everything scattered after that. He decided to,
Your Excellencies, our dear leaders, very important delegates today, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I have come to your states to speak to you. Today is for me to thank you. It's for me to thank you for the energy. Since morning, you have been here because of this party. Thank you, special delegates. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, I will speak to you on two issues. One is the party. Let me vow today, anybody who emerges here, I will support the person to the fullest. Anybody who emerges here today, I will support the person to the fullest. Because I'm a committed party person, because I love this party, because since 1998, I've been in this party. I work for this party. I will not go anywhere. This is my party. Secondly, if I emerge today, every state that has a problem, it is my duty to make sure the party is united. We unite everybody to make sure we win this election 2023. You know, I didn't come here today to tell you about theory. What is the problem with Nigeria? Leadership. Leadership is the major problem with Nigeria. Therefore, PDP, you must not make mistake. You must have a courageous leader, a fearless leader, somebody who can withstand APC. And it is me. It is me. Please, my delegate, send me for this assignment. Let me go and win APC. I will win APC for the power to come back to PDP on behalf of Nigerians. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And God bless you.
Nuisance Lele.
That was Werey Wike's manifesto. Because before that Congress, Werey Wike traveled indeed to all of the states in Nigeria to meet with the PDP people. That project of him wanting to be president of Nigeria, no idea, no nothing. It was just about, let me go and get power from APC and give it to PDP on behalf of Nigerians. That was his manifesto. That was the state of what they presented to Nigerians in 2023, by the way. The jokers. He did everything enough that they said that journey cost Werey Wike 1.2 trillion naira. So in case if you don't understand why he's so mad and shameless at the same time, he got so betrayed. He felt so betrayed. Baba, by the time the delegates started, people where they have been paid in dollars, I think we didn't even have to spend money. Tambua, who was supposed to be a proxy to checkmate Atiku, promising Werey Wike that all the Shokoto delegates, all this one delegate, They've paid everybody. That Atiku didn't even have to really spend any money. But by the time the result came, could catch Werey Wike. He ran mad right away, straight up. And it was only 5 states left with him. Sorry, 4 states. Out of over 30 states, they promised him and he paid for. And they were there to say, yay! Send me. I will support anybody that imagine. So when he lost it. He banned the PDP from any presidential campaign in Rivers State. He banned them from using he banned Atiku from coming to Rivers State. He ran so crazy that he ended up with 5 G-string governors, 4 other G-string. It's like they call themselves G-string governors, okay? Werey Wike of Rivers then. Solomon Kinde of Ibadan then. This other one, Ekpeazu of Abia. Guru, what's that one's name again? Of Enugu. And then Papalulu, Abina Sky Lolo of Benue. I'm talking about for me. Forgot his name again. Autumn. They now became the close circle who are left out of the old place that he paid for to end up working for Tinubu. He couldn't even he couldn't command any major followership in Rivers State after these 8 years or convinced them to give Tinubu. They said the deal they made with the Warri was that they know that nobody wanted them. It's obvious. But they just wanted 25% from Rivers State to balance up what they were calculating. By the time Werey Wike unleashed this electoral violence, killed people, killed electoral return officers, Werey Wike is among people who organized the brutalization and even where they confirmed the killings of youth corpers, electoral officers who failed to accept Werey Wike's money to forge the results, rig the election for Tinubu. They still ended up doing it. The videos of those they beat up to like they were criminals. NYSC guys beaten up by Werey Wike's thugs. So by the time Werey Wike's INEC will send their result, they said everybody just busted into a big laugh inside Tinubu's bedroom. This one a madman. Oh. We asked for 25%. They don't give us about 70%. Obviously rigged. All to prove that he is ready to do anything as long as Tinubu will protect him. It won't end up. Remember, if he didn't get this, Werey Wike will probably be like a Yeye Bello now on the run. Remember, the current governor of Rivers State, which is Fubara, they call him Seamless. That's Werey Wike. Fubara happened to be the accountant general of the Rivers State under Werey Wike. 2 years before 2023 elections, Fubara had to relocate in and started living inside the government house because the FCC declared him wanted. Person declared wanted. INEC cleared him. DSS cleared him. And he is today the governor of Rivers State, who have now thrown Werey Wike into the, throw him under the bus. And then the crisis that you're witnessing today. So Werey Wike is promising violence. We put violence in your states. Somebody is promising violence, political instability within Nigeria for his own political interest. Despite what Nigeria is going through right now, and guess what? The victims of all of this, including those ones from Rivers State, they screamed. The content you say Nigeria don't finish, you go say no. Let's take a bit, the tour. I saw the a student of University of Ibadan protesting the increase in their school fees. And they said no to increase in school fees. Now, this will come like an advice or, I don't know, maybe like a concern, but at the same time, possibly, an eye-opener too, right? Tinubu removed subsidy on petrol. And that same day, everything changed. Tinubu floated Nigeria Naira. From that moment, Nigeria Naira lost over 75% of its value. And everything changed. Tinubu removed subsidy on electricity. Now, a 10,000, 10,000 naira can no longer possibly power your room for more than 2 days. Tinubu removed subsidy on education. These are things that affect you now. This is not a story about, the policy will grow on you. Will it grow on you? You will die in that hardship. And it is not a cause. Then he introduced student loan. I mean, I would take it if that's what's going to be my own. So we'll kind of fight it later. We'll sort it out later. So they then published a stat. This is from them. Okay. They said that the NEL fund called before Tinubu and the gang, there are many set out or existing scholarship programs fully funded by the federal and state governments. They are grants, not loans. There are also loans too, though. There are loans as well. They exist, but the problem is this. Majority of the students don't know. And so many of them are mostly underfunded. And whenever they are funded at all, the money is squandered since people barely knows they exist. But you do know there are Nigerians that are on different scholarship schemes outside Nigeria, within Nigeria, that are being funded with government money. Do you know? Okay, maybe you do, but you know what it is like to ever have an opportunity of benefiting from it. So I do know that they existed. Rather than reform them, unify them, because all these funds, they all have committee, director, chairman, this or that are drawing money from the public fund as well. So in most cases, these funds ended up funding the lifestyle of those appointed to manage them. We've had instances. I mean, you've got Niger Delta Fund. It's federal government money where the Niger Deltans are entitled to foreign education if they want. They are entitled, right, to have free education funded by federal government. Do you know that? The money exists in the Niger Delta Ministry. It is meant to fund if you are poor and you can't go to school or you're unable to fund your education. You are supposed to walk straight into the NDDC or Ministry of Niger Delta. There is a fund there. There were those who they sent to London or all over these places that they have refused to pay their rent, their school fees, and many of them are being told to go back to Nigeria. You read all this news. Where do you think the money was supposed to be coming from? Who do you think was funding, responsible for them? They are federal government of Nigeria mostly, but they stole the money. Rather than reform all of these funds, make them accessible, Tinubu removed the auto subsidy and said everybody should come and collect loan. They now release the data you have on your screen, that people have been applying for the loans from different institutions across Nigeria. This is their own data. And those who have been registered and those who have applied for loans, student loans. Now, this is something that, listen, to me, I always believe that you do not really have to like your criminal. I mean, you don't have to like the politicians. But you may indeed love their policies. Because the policies of politicians, they are meant for people beyond those who are supporting them or members of their party. Because their actions affect your economy, their actions affect your health, their actions and inactions affect your safety, and on and on and on like that. So it is beyond which party or wherever they are, right? So then when you have a chance to probably probe the data and say, if you put figures on the screen, I actually prefer to look beyond the numbers and begin to see human beings, students. Now, if these guys are to be trusted, right? Please, let us go to Oyo State. Based on Tinubu's start, University of Ibadan and the student of University of Ibadan have applied. They are the number 3 across Nigeria among those who have applied for student loan because they can't pay the high rate of school fees. So if Oyo State with 14,000 registered students and 11,700 of them applied for students who applied after registering. So you have 11,754. And if they say they are releasing the money, I wasn't expecting this kind of things to actually be existing in University of Ibadan, one of the universities they quoted to have benefited from nearly 50 billion naira money student loan. I don't understand. When I saw them protesting the high rate of school fees, that by this time next year, majority of them would have to drop out of school because they can't pay. Some of them in their 500 level to study agriculture, where they are giving them cutlass and hoes to cultivate and, the land. It will cost you 140,000 naira per annum to study agriculture. There are many other courses there. Now, if you decide to go and study medicine, they would have to ask for the left testicle of your grandpa, maybe the right breast of your great-grandma. And if you can find their marriage certificates, as well as the birth certificate of their parents, which would be your great-grandparents. Possibly if you can also get, maybe the CFO of your family land, then you can come and borrow money to become a doctor in University of Ibadan, premier university of the western region of Nigeria. The university teaching hospital where the former king of Saudi Arabia, as they told us so, used to come down with his family for medical care. Saudi Arabia king used to go for foreign medical care in Ibadan with record. Now, for an average poor Yoruba son to become a doctor in Yoruba land, you probably would need all of this. Because I don't understand. If the student loan is being benefited by the student of Ibadan, is it that they haven't paid it? Or is it that these students are They have been presented as those who have applied, or they didn't even know that they have applied for loans. Let's go to Ibadan. From yesterday, today now they have deployed soldiers, police, to begin to chase them out of their hostels now because of school fees. Premier, they call it the premier region, western region of Nigeria, where education was a right, not a privilege. But not anymore.
Can you see? They send them out of the class. Yes. Yes. Can you see as they are gushing out? Can you see as they are gushing out? As you are watching, please here. Can you see? They are gushing out in their numbers. No test, no exam. Yes, everybody should come out. Yes, the momentum. Yes. Big game. Lock up, lock up, lock up, lock up. Yes. 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 This is the office of the VC. Can you see the building? Hold on, hold on. Don't, yeah. Don't run, don't run, don't run. Even the listeners, they should come and sue everybody. They should investigate everybody.
Education is our right.
They are not afraid.
Education. Education. Education is our right. Education is our right. Education is our right. Education. Education.
Yes. No time to waste time. You are students are awake. Tell your VC. No time to waste time. No time to waste time.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever.
SUV, good. Can you see?
The great youth of Nigeria.
Great.
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 Greatest,
Yo. Great. Now look at that surroundings, the environment. Somebody said he visited the hostels where students in UI, where some of them lives. And you will think they were actually living in prisons where even pigs shouldn't be living. And these are students studying hard in the dark, But in that gathering, you will never spot a single child of any of the Nigerian politicians in any of that gathering. You won't see any. Because you don't school there. No. Yeye Bello's children, they have their education paid for up to university level. Children will still do primary school. Yeye Bello paid for like 10 years ahead using stolen money for his own children. Guaranteed. You will never see their children in any of those gatherings. Never. What would they be doing there? Because you see, the children of the poor that goes to those institutions, the people making policies for their education, they consider them as dangerous people, dangerous animal that their children should not be mixing up with. If you see their children's school in Nigeria at all, they will be in the private schools that they help their friends to set up using the same stolen money, as they always do, with their money laundering and the rest of it in the system. So they created their own sort of education for their children. Then they created policies that will continue to make all these people, their parents sang soli, soli, soli. Lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́, làwo fún wọn. Lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́, làwo fún wọn. Education, táwa sanwó fún. Lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́, làwo fún wọn. Sounds good, right? Ẹgbìnrin lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́, làwo fún wọn. Simply, or loosely translated as, these guys got their own education for free when Awolowo was in charge. The same education they have turned into luxury. The education they are now telling us is not free. If you need quality education, you have to pay for it. Because that's the only way they can give us adulterated education and still force a lot of us out of it. That in that same gathering, you go through all of that, this hardship, all this investment from your parents, only to end up jobless. Think about that. So I don't know. It's either these guys don't know they have applied for student loan for them, or there's actually no student loan for them, except if these ones rejected student loans and they want a reduced school fees. Why do you need to reduce school fees when you can just go to Tinubu and he will pay for it? Yeah, it's going to be expensive. You are going to be in debt. About Nigeria is currently in debt of over $150 billion. So what is a couple of millions to your name? At least you still kind of will be like, get the education. Maybe you have a chance to turn your life around and pay them back if you want to, and don't pay them back if you can't. Kind of. So you see the fraud in all this noise. You cannot govern a country that is so impoverished asking for a break. And you cannot govern them with propaganda. And to those of you who are students shouting soli, 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 I did say it's your future that is at stake. Unfortunately, within your own mix there, a lot of you are still acting that you are dumb and stupid enough that you don't know what is going on in Nigeria. You are still allowing some of you to actually be the handlers, the vehicle being used by criminal politicians who turn your mates into electoral criminals. Those who are going to help either threaten some of you, cajole you into, there is a word I actually wanted to, it's like into validating. I think that's proper. To revalidate your slave, or should we say your slavery card. They're not going to give you a job. They're going to force you to actually drop out of that school so that you'll be more useless to yourself and useful to them in order to further perpetuate themselves in this career criminality. Turn you into a pawn that will depend on them for the rest of your life. When they call out for a revolution, majority of you will rather join in shutting it down. You have nans, useless set of a gang who are milking the supposed strength of a Nigerian students, the victims of a bad policies and bad government policies, including those of you who are no longer students but graduate and jobless. You're watching some miscreants parading themselves as endorsers of your oppressors, just like your professors. You contribute, you collaborate here and there, online, offline, in ensuring that you reinforce these failures on yourselves, like your parents, then hoping that maybe someday God will touch them. They will put together policies that will actually contribute to your education, genuinely contributing to your life and growth and your future. Just like your professors that rig election for criminals, hoping that they will one day pay their pension, pay them good wages. But no, it's never going to happen. Rig election for criminals, grow old and grow poor, pension unpaid, sick, and then weak. So this is how the indoctrination works. Solely that your uncles, your aunties, your parents, your grandparents, majority of them sang the solely. But they continue to make the same mistake, reinforcing failure. And you who were supposed to be educated, you can see your entire future being mortgaged before your very eyes. But somehow, because somebody else is going to pay the bill, somebody else is going to pay the school fees. Doesn't really matter what they go through. And the rest of you who can easily sell your bodies, you don't even know how the system made you that way. So many of you pushed into criminality, all to kind of fund education that is mostly useless or will be made useless by your rogue leaders. So think about that, right? You get indoctrinated from their school. You face all this hardship and you should know better. But somehow when it is time for you to stand up and actually face and crush them, tribalism, classism, and other stupid things that will never change the way you are being treated. ever, you still invest your time. So it's so crazy that you'll be like, what is actually the use of the education? If educated people are easily swayed by useless things like tribal bigotry, ethnic bigotry, religious fanaticism, classism. How could you be so educated and you have so much time to invest in all of that while you watch these rogues plunder, squander, and impoverished everyone, generation from generation to generation? Then what is the exact use of that your education? Think about that. Because right now, the criminals who want to make you believe that no matter what they are doing right now, others also said they will do it. Tinubu and his gang said they have paid over 2 trillion around subsidy, but you are paying more for that same fuel. You've paid subsidy, but people are still paying more. How can you explain that? No, they don't have any explanation for you. It is an economic idea. You won't understand it. Just give it time. It will grow on you. What do you mean it will grow on? Okay. How much is the budget of Nigeria's budget in 2024? Oh, it's 28 trillion naira. Okay. So 28 trillion naira with the inflation in Nigeria. How much is that in dollars? Well, it's around 17, 18 billion dollars. Well, that sounds like quite a lot. Maybe not really. No, I'll tell you. It's actually not 18 billion. It's probably with the devaluation and the rest of that, maybe somewhere around there. Maybe 12 billion or 13. Put it that way. $13 billion for the whole country. But the irony is this. The NNPC in Nigeria has failed to remit a single penny into Nigeria's supposed federation accounts since January 2024. There is no single record. But APC, Egbekegbe, wanted to believe that, hey, Nigeria is now producing 1.6 million barrels of crude oil every day. Oh, that sounds good. How much is that? That Nigeria is now making from that 1.6 million barrels. No, you don't understand. Nigeria is, we'll explain that to you later. Why are you even asking? Are you not happy that Nigeria is making 1.6? Nigeria is producing 1.6 million barrels of crude oil every day? No, I'm not saying I'm not happy. I'm saying that should be a good thing, right? Yes, now, and it is achieved by Tinubu. Okay. So what does that mean in monetary terms? Like, how much is that? You don't need to ask that. Okay. Let's just be thankful. Let's just be grateful that, you see, before Tinubu, Nigeria was only producing 1.2 million barrels. I said, what are you talking about? I'm asking you a good question. By the formation or the whatever it is that they put together in that contraption, right? It says, when you sell a single drop of crude oil in Nigeria, the money must go into their national cover before they share them. I'm asking you, how much is Nigeria making daily from that 1.6 million barrel of crude oil? Not a single person is ready to tell you because it doesn't exist. It doesn't. In the last 1 year alone, the NNPC that was supposed to be selling crude oil remit the money. They have been borrowing money for Nigeria in exchange for crude oil. They took $3.3 billion loan from the Afrexim Bank. They were promised another $2 billion loan by IMF. And another, sorry, not even the IMF now. It's another group, I don't even know their name. That's $5.3 billion. They've already collected nearly $3 billion from it. With $12 billion worth of crude oil. 168 million barrels of crude oil will be used to pay back $3.3 billion loan that Tinubu collected, NNPC collected just last year, September. Where is the money? How much is Nigeria making from crude oil? If you are making more If you are producing more crude oil, that means you are making more money. How much is Nigerian paying on or what do you call the subsidy? The one they told you they've removed. Where is the money coming from? So this is the GBT that you can't ask questions. Anyway, if you ask questions, then you have all the answers. Warri borrowed. Hi. Long. Warri took Nigeria's debt from 13.5 trillion naira, all the debt, local and international. $7.5 billion. Warri took Nigeria's debt to 105 billion. They have doing patch, and the people that defended all of that came, floated the naira, and naira lost 75% of its value within a year. You ask them, where is the money? Warri printed their 27 trillion naira in 8 years. Tinubu don't print about 17 trillion. You heard me right. 17 trillion naira in 1 year. The whole thing is out there. And I just read it now that I'm talking about all these spendings here, right? So I read it there that Kadobi, Ududuwa Emefiole, Wale Idun, and the rest of them, especially Kadobi of the central bank, his deputies, and few others, they are less than 10. But these guys just bought for themselves 10 billion naira vehicles. They have increased their own salaries too. Not just that. They have increased what they are entitled to when they go for medical care. Their families outside Nigeria. But they've increased everything because they said Nigeria is doing better now. Just like they took care of the judges, took care of the political class, took care of the senators and the other guys in the National Assembly, took care of the royal fathers and the rest. They were sharing all these billions and billions and billions and all of that all around. And you know, where is the money coming from? Loans, printed money, all of these that continue to contribute to the real inflation you are facing, the valueless of what your naira has become. And they continue. They continue. Within the last 1 year, I don't know if you know this, Tinubu and his gang, they have spent over $300 million on reviving Nigeria refineries, while they also increased how much of a fuel they are importing from Malta, which has now diabolically makes Tinubu and his gang the official receiver of subsidy, the supposed subsidy that is gone. Now they rename those people, rather they replace those people that should be collecting it from those loyal to Warri, to those that will be loyal to Tinubu. Once that switch was done, then the subsidy payment continued to escalate. Then in that same breath, where they publicly came and told you that they have been paying subsidy, that if they have not been paying, you probably should be buying a liter of petroleum right now at 2,000 naira per liter. They said that publicly. Then in another breath, they are telling everybody that they've removed subsidy. The reason why you are going through hardship right now is because they removed subsidy. And you're like, what are you talking about? You removed it, that's why we are suffering. And we hope that you are reinvesting it, Abi. What do you mean that you are still paying it? That's why we are suffering. I mean, suffering as well. So in 2023, before your charade election. Tinubu said, because Atiku said that NNPC and the Nigeria refineries, they have become business for every successive regime. So the ideal thing is for Nigeria to stop spending money on them. Number one, most of them they are mostly like outdated anyway. They are mostly like scrapped. And Nigeria has been spending billions, so you heard me right, billions of dollars trying to revive Nigeria refineries. It never come back to life. It became a sequence where they will be telling Nigerians that Port Harcourt refinery is coming back to life in August. They say, August when? They never tell them the year. Warri played the card for 8 straight years. Warri refinery come back to life. Kaduna refinery is back to life. All of these kind of news, people are used to them. So, Atiku said he would sell them. And Tinubu said Atiku will sell them to his friends. Today, Tinubu is not only selling the Nigerian assets to himself through the proxy of his friends, right? It's like you have proxies. He called them business partners, investors. Investors like Shaguri, that did not have to bid or compete for a supposed PPP project, public-private partnership project, Lagos-Calabar Express Superhighway. It was supposed to be like the contractors were supposed to bring the money. The government was supposed to provide the enabling environment, like right-of way, all this environmental check, pay people that will be affected, all those things. Government will do that. And the partnership will then be like, okay, you will then build toll gates on the road to recoup your money and then hand it over back to us because we are also using taxpayers' money. But Tinubu did not even allow anybody to have any bid or have any conversation around it. Shaguri didn't have to bring any dime. Tinubu awarded a 15 trillion naira road project that is not in the budget, that is not appropriated for. There is no approval or anything about it. And from the blues, he paid out 1.1 trillion naira to his pal, the investor Shaguri. They sold OPL 245 between Ajib, Eni, and Ohando. The supposed controversial OPL 245, the richest, listen to this, so that is the richest oil block in Nigeria. They call it richest because it is right in the middle of the sea. It's already there. And they believe that it is worth more than over $5 trillion. You heard me right too. I know we get problem with numbers, but it's a lot. It's like uncountable. You know? Then you get put machine inside the Atlantic Ocean and be pumping it into pipelines, into this and that. And that water that you are pumping from the Atlantic Ocean is so precious. Now somebody says the Atlantic Ocean is going to dry soon. That's what the crude oil is. So Oyiboda will tell you, you have 1 billion cubic liters. They are just there guessing. It's a natural resource. It's there. It's not going to dry up. I know they keep telling you that it's going to dry up. It's going to dry one day. It's not going to dry. And there is never a moment in the human history, 1 million years from today, that crude oil is going to be useless. Don't let anybody lie to you. It's going to be useless. They won't be staging their next World War III in Africa. They won't stay behind to continue to loot our resources after they gave us independence. If they know it's going to dry up, they would let us go and say, you know what? There's nothing left in it. They've been milking us for over 600 years at the earliest. But they are not tired. They are still coming. Oh, they are coming. Because we are the commodity. So don't let anybody. So this richest OPL oil block has been so controversial for more than 14 years. Since Obasanjo time. And the reason is because the dubious characters who have been laying claim to the ownership of the oil block. So even if you make any deal anywhere, once Nigerian government says no, is a no. And within a space of 2 months, Tinubu ensured that on the part of Nigeria is going to now approve the deal and say, okay, settle this, settle that. And Ohando owns it. They now told you. They say, 3 years ago, Wale Tinubu sold his stake in Ohando. So I'm not going to respond to that. Within the space of 1 year, a part of Ohando, the company responsible for distribution of petroleum product and other product of Ohando Petroleum across Nigeria. That company got bought by NNPC. I don't lie to you. I never see anything like any GBT like this before in my life. NNPC that have their own distribution network. NNPC depot built by the with Nigerian resources and Nigerian taxpayers' money. NNPC that happened to be a single parastatal, a parastatal of the federal government of Nigeria, a supposed property of the entire Nigeria. Everyone working for NNPC is being paid with the taxpayers' money of everybody in Nigeria is paying these guys, just same way you are paying your politicians. Now, NNPC that is being paid with public fund has now made itself like the Lord over Nigeria, that they bought a company and they said they have better distribution network than NNPC. Okay, maybe because they have many petroleum stations, right? Petrol stations, right? Okay. Okay, you've done buy them. Maybe you go change all of their petrol, all of their stuff to NNPC because it's been bought. That means you pay them, right? No, this is part of the shady deals. So you bought a company, then it automatically becomes yours. You will swallow it now. Tinubu came. Baba, now Ohando can't swallow NNPC. If you go to any Ohando stations everywhere, they are the only oil business group allowed to use the logo of NNPC on all of their products. And this to say that them buy NNPC. Are you following? Allah, don't come and confuse me, okay? Because that's what you do. Speak big grammar, okay? To cover up all this fraud, all of this conflict of interest. Yeah. In the name of one Nigeria. Yeah, you have the fools who will believe you. In all of this, it is to further sabotage whatever should have been the general commonwealth of everybody. That's how he got cornered for themselves. And whoever is their friend, or whoever is their friend, right? They did all these deals. And Nigeria is now importing petrol from Malta, a refinery in Malta that is also linked to the same Wale Tinubu who has shares in there. And they said, no, he only has shares. He's not the owner of the refinery. Oh, okay. Suddenly, Tinubu came to power between May 2023 and May 2024. Nigeria that imported 0 petroleum product from Malta suddenly imported over $2 billion worth of product from the place, patronizing the refinery that Deji Tinubu and another Tinubu, whose names appear on their ownership of the company, once they have access to power in Nigeria, then this sudden refinery in Malta is responsible for over 50 to 60% of oil imported into Nigeria in a year, and it is expected to change and increase. The supposed refinery being built in Nigeria, Dangote Refinery, started taking a hit that is coming from the supposed hijackers, those who captured your Nigeria for themselves. People who are supposed to protect them are those who are now attacking them. Atiku will sell Nigeria to his pals. That was what Tinubu said after this video.
Yes. I invited some oil chief executives, multinational, and asked for their advice. How do we raise, cash for the government? I said, look, Mr. Vice President, even if you sell at that time, not today, if you sell maybe even about 10% stake of NNPC to the international community, you are going to get maybe about 35, 40 billion US dollars. And with that money, you can build all the roads, all the railway stations, all the ports, all your infrastructure that you needed to do. And you would have also increased the efficiency and integrity of the oil company. And I, of course, made that proposal, to the president then. And then, of course, that was not, accepted. So I believe, just like the Saudi Aramco has done and raised so much money for Saudi Arabia, which they are using to invest in their 2030 program, that is the kind of thing that I expected to see unveiled. But that's not what we are seeing. We are seeing a very secretive transaction being conducted by the government, and I don't see any element of transparency there. We have seen the transparency that accompanied the Saudi Aramco partial privatization, and we have seen how much money was raised and so on and so forth. We are yet to see, our own. Maybe we haven't got to that stage, I don't know. Yes.
That's why he said, again, it is not to say that Atiku won't sell this to his friends. But you see the man that told all of you this.
Atiku cannot do it. Atiku cannot do it.
No, he cannot.
He doesn't want to do the brave and hard work required to build a better nation. Instead, he would rather sell your birthright to the highest bidder and his cronies and run off with the proceeds. He cares little that his policies Atiku cannot do.
He called Peter Obi warehouse economist. Atiku cannot do it. Atiku cannot do it. Me, I can do it. And within a year,
ìwà lọ́wọ́ la kọ̀ báyìí níta ó $200 ráìsì irú wàhálà wo la kọ̀ báyìí kí ni ìjọba ìwà ń sọ fún wa báyìí wọ́n lọ máa ṣàánú wa $200 ráìsì sára ní jáde jáwó Nàìjíríà mọ́ ni èwo ni ìjọba bàbá yìí ń ṣe fún wa yọ náà máa ṣàánú wa ọ̀gá please náà. irú wàhálà olólè ìjọba bàbá Tinubu ìjọba tí ó dára bá bẹ bàbá Tinubu yẹn ṣàánú wa wọ́n mi wá jọ 2,200 naira ìrà ẹsẹ̀ 2,000 ló wà lọ́wọ́ mi táwọn ọmọ mi fẹ́ fi jẹun lálẹ́ yẹn.
In 1 year. I will still get 7 years to go. 7 years. That one gonna sound like cost now. I've had people who are like, I want local. If you now tell them, they say, I'm on this country. Tinubu disappoint us. So I say, hey, how? What do you mean? Go easy. Man, this Baba disappointed. I said, oh, so you were expecting something from him before? And now you know that we thought that all he did in Lagos, he will come and do it. But we don't know that this is how it's going to be. I said, oh, really? What did he do in Lagos? Please. Oh my God, all this. He gave Lagos Fashola. You know Fashola now, like Fashola everywhere in Lagos, everywhere clean. And he has brain to appoint people, to discover talent. I said, okay, Papa, you still haven't really told me exactly what you were expecting. Because the way I am seeing this, say still get another 7 years to go. Hang on, I think I need to rephrase that. But this actually happened. I had this friend. I can't say friend, but you know me. I kind of consider anyone that I've managed to reach out to, or I'm reaching out to as a friend, because that's what friends do, right? So during their madness, then this individual will send me a message. Guy, you will Mayegun will gbafo guy. Jagaban of Africa. How you want to do him? Who won't defeat her? Nobody defeat her. I said, but are you sure that you are tired of what Warri did? Well, Baba, I dey watch your program all the time. I just there, I just watch you. You just waste your time. Now we dey here. Now we did this place. I did Niger here. I did tell you, Jagaban, nobody of Africa. Yoruba no come. The reason why Nigeria is like this is because Buhari did not listen to Tinubu. Tinubu was advising him, but Buhari no dey listen. Mayegun, you are supposed to know. Jagaban of Africa. Okay. Number one, I stopped having to fund his foolishness. He's probably watching me, or maybe he's not. Because things changed in the last 1 year. And it changed for a lot of people. Right? Then fast forward to after 1 year. Now we are now having a chat. This man, say, but I thought Buhari no they listen to him. Now that he's there now and he has eyes for talent, so you kind of feel like I'm mocking him, and I have the right to, to have my time. It's like I told you so, kind of a thing, right? He's watching. I think I've seen him. Oh, Benny, don't worry. Your name is safe. It doesn't matter because you're probably of no use to anybody. You're not of no use to yourself. You are of no use to yourself. So there's no point, even if I tell them your names, you are of no use. Right? So these days, once in a while, it will send me message. My even long time, I'm just checking on you. I was like, Baba, everything day. We just day here. I know if I mistakenly reply. So now it's like, you are right. When this man, he fuck up. I say, how? What do you mean? What do you mean? It's like, because right now I think it is too early for something that is still going to last you 8 years. So the point here is this my pal. The last time I said, about you better no complain, something will be saying now for 8 years. Omo, the man go crazy with me. He said I was cursing him. Is it because you are in the UK? Chibi, life is okay for all of you, dear. How can you be cursing us? It's not good. I was like, no. So what are you trying to say? You don't want it for 8 years anymore? Oh, now God go punish him. Now God go destroy him. You better be careful of what you are now praying for. If anything happened to Kolu, shitty man is waiting. If you let him Kaki no be leather. File and Fali. They may sound similar. Paper ni file. Ekiti ni Fali. I'm just saying. Just file àti Fali. Kaki and leather. Ìyàtọ̀ wà ní méjèèjì. So you've got 8 years and stop telling me to stop cursing you. Mayego, are you cursing us? No. Your actions and inactions are the cause or the causes that you all have to deal with. You have terrorists on TikTok. They are doing live streaming. And the supposed security agents in Nigeria can track them. Of course they can track them. They just won't. Here is their military spokesperson. Saying something in that regard.
I totally agree that this group have been proscribed. I totally agree that this group are likened to a terrorist group. And I totally agree that this group should be treated as such for what they are. Just about a week ago, they killed security forces. Unprovoked attacks. We will not accept this. We will not accept this. And believe me, we are doing something about it. Next, I will talk about farmlands. Some time back, I believe in April or thereabout, I did make mention that we have rejigged our operations to be able to accommodate us providing protection for farmers in the farmland. The timing was at the offset of the rainy season, such that, as we know, we are faced with the issue of food in the country. And what better way to begin to address that issue than to make it possible for our farmers to go to the farms. So we provide protection for them to be able to go to the farm and farm. And this is so that when the time comes, we will have a bumper harvest and it will address the food issues that we are faced with in the country today. We have this going on in several of our theaters of operation, particularly, I must stress, in the northern part of the country, because that is where we have been faced with these challenges mostly. Now, sadly, the people of Gobir lost a traditional ruler to a very vicious and brutal group, terrorist group. We consider this a tragedy, and our heart goes out to the people of Gobir. For us, as a force, we remain determined to continue to destroy and defeat the terrorists and neutralize their terror infrastructure, diminish their military capabilities, their administrative and logistic capabilities. We have seen also the videos on social media where the people have gone into the forest that they are going to recover persons that were abducted. From inquiries that I've made on the ground, I have not gotten any positive feedback that indeed persons totally 150 were abducted. I have not received any feedback on that. But what I will say is this: winning the war against this kind of groups that we're faced with, these terrorist groups that we're faced with, is not just for the military, our equipments, or even finances. It largely depends on the people. If the people of this country say today, no more terrorism, believe me, there will be no more terrorism. When I watched that video, I was moved. And I wish all Nigerians would be moved to taking the bull by the horn as we go against the terrorists. How many are they compared to us? If it's bullets that they have, how many do they have compared to what we have? I repeat it again. Winning this war is not just about the military, our equipment, or finances. It largely depends on the people. Thank you. Oh, lastly,
nuisance leleyi nuisance.
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmọ ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
He said, if the people say it today, that no more terrorism, terrorism will end. Oh yeah? Yeah, just so there. That's a soldier, Nigerian soldier. That is in front of you like is one clown acting Lere Paimo Lere Paimo said new movie called Awada Keri Keri. That's the person speaking for the Nigerian army. If the people says today, no more terrorism, terrorism will end. So let's say it then. I mean, if it is that simple, now let's say, oh yeah, no more terrorism, no more terrorism. But if a group of you go out there and say, no more terrorism, no more terrorism, they go send their repentant Boko Haram after you in uniform. They could say you want to overthrow government. Aye. You want to overthrow government. Do you not know that if you come together and say no to terrorism, no more terrorism, that is like you are saying Tinubu is not working and that is an attempt to overthrow government. Shoot! Baba man involve everybody, you know. But they will never finish. How did they run out? I'll let him finish just for the record, okay? He said, secondly, or lastly,
Northwest and the North Central. Particularly in the Niger Delta area, we have increased intensity because we want to meet up with the crude oil production target for the nation. Now, who are we fighting? We are fighting an enemy that has taken up different forms in different parts of the country. But this enemy for us is one and the same, the terrorist. You may want to see that some people, when they are talking, they will say bandits. Some people will say headers. Some people will give other kinds of names. Take it from me, they are all terrorists because what they do is carry out acts of terror against our citizens and against our nation. Now, if they be terrorists, then we, as the military, will bring overwhelming military force upon them to destroy them, take out their leadership, their commanders, their foot soldiers, and indeed annihilate them from the surface of the earth. I will take a look at what you have mentioned about some of them brandishing loot recovered from whatever way they got it, mostly thought to be ransom that have been paid. And I will say to that winning this war without the support of the people is close to impossible. These persons that we have seen on social media brandishing their loot, I would say belong in two categories. First is they are not ghosts. They are proven to us that they are not ghosts. So they come from a family, they come from a home, they come from a community, they come from a state. They have brothers, they have sisters. People know them. Those who know them, what are they doing to assisting security forces to get to them? We as a force, we're not spirits. I have said it severally that you see something, you say something. And I even modified it. I said that more people know than those who see. So if you know something, you say something, and we will do something about it. That is what I have to say. We need to get to those people, and people know them. So they should tell us something, so we can get to them. Now, the other aspect is that, have you watched some of those videos? And if you watch them closely, you will see that some of those persons are not Nigerians. So what does that tell us? It tells us that we are dealing with transnational jihadists. And this takes us to why we have the multinational joint task force that we have in Jamina. But now we can see that they are coming at us towards the Sokoto axis. Because they come in, we go after them, and they run out. What I'll say to that is that we have operational flexibility. We have noted it, and we have operational flexibility. And that is the ability for us to direct our forces to meet our strategic objectives. And that is exactly the adjustments that we're making in our operations in order to address that situation. Did I miss a question? Northwest.
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmọ ẹ̀yin.
Olori Bruku said, did I miss a question? I know that a lot of you who were watching there felt like, Mayegun, I bet come out this guy, come out this guy. No, I shouldn't come out the guy. You needed to listen to those of you who are talking about Nigerian army, Nigerian army. You need to see these characters who are the Nigerian army. They are propagandists too, no doubt. But the way they said the people knows. On the one hand, he said, once we identify you as terrorists, we will bring the mighty on you. Then he went on to say, you, the people, you know better, you know something, you know the terrorists, you should tell them. Hello, Mr. Army. Hello, officer. Check out day here. Oh. Yeah, I just say make I tell you, we day here, we the shark here now. Everybody dey okay. Officer, you are coming, I'll be okay. Okay, just want you to know. But if you go on social media and you call Bokwari his true name, Mumadu Bokwari, the DSS go find you. Even if your name on social media is Extantuntu, don't mind me. That's what comes to my head. It doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying, you see somebody say Extra is a short name for Esther. Tutu. So Extra Tutu. What's Extra Tutu? At the end of the day, if it be one Olo Ibiri Opomoroko or something like that. Somebody will be saying, you know, if you imagine, say this one a fake account, or this one are this, so within 24 hours, 48 hours, they don't kidnap you. Straight. Because you are a threat to national security. How dare you call Bokwari, Muhammadu Bokwari? They'll go find you. NIA, even if they have to come and kidnap you from outside Nigeria, they have the resources. As long as you are a threat, or you are considered a threat to the establishment. But when it comes to the security of everyone, oh, that's your job. We are not spirits. We are not spirits. In the same breath, the mofo said, those guys are not Nigerians. Another indictment. Nigerian army. They have boldly told us that, if not just Nigerian, majority of them have said it. So these guys are not Nigerians. Turuji is not Nigerian, Abi. Okay. There are those who agree with you on this platform too. Mayego is true. They are from Sahel. They are from Futa Jalon, Futa Sorrow, Futa Sadness, and all those Futa that did the Sahel. I said, okay. How did they get to Nigeria then? Because they are killing Nigerians. They've opened the industry in Nigeria. And rather than Nigeria to go after them, they want to give them lands. Can you explain that? And all I know is just that, our border is not safe. Let us just pray for Nigeria. It's not Tinubu's fault. It's not. What do you want Tinubu to do? Do you want him to go and say, God, please, spare me, please. I don't want to really get mad, please. You mean somebody who is in charge, supposedly in charge of your country, where you have customs, immigration, and you have the army, you have this force, this one, that one. People who are kidnapping Nigerians, who put Nigeria on the map as the terror, the terror headquarters in Africa. Terrorist headquarters in Africa. The most terrorized people in Africa. People who put Nigeria on that map, they are so strong that they broke your border, and you are so weak. You are offering them land. It doesn't make any sense to me. If you don't want me to actually point the fingers at the, at the direction of those responsible. But let us just pray. Ogun kill you times 1 million times. I say that all the time. I know Ogun no fit kill you, though, right? Nigeria is enough to kill you. But you can blame Ogun. Why Ogun don't kill one person for my street? Oh, say, so waiting concern me. If you one guy where they call your program, they call talk, say, shut up your mouth, shut up your mouth. You don't understand. And every time you say, Ogun kill you, Ogun don't kill somebody, I say, you arrest them. Say, no, we don't see Ogun. Ogun won't kill you, for real. Like, literally, Ogun won't kill you. Now, Nigeria will kill you. And then you can blame it on something. And move along. Now, so God wants to. God knows the best. God punish your killers. God punish Nigerian government that didn't provide the health care. But you are dead, gone. So if I say, oh, go kill you, it's just me just trying to be like, oh, more, you are annoying. Get out of here. You're not tired. You're not tired. Like, you are defending the rogues who continue to actually make things worse. And you continue to sound stupid. Even though you are in your 50s. Yes, sir. Epono. Je le savais fún bàbá ẹ. Je le savais fún bàbá. Ah, yes, sir. Tí bàbá mi bá ponu bí titi yín, màá disown ẹ. For my own father, disown me. I will disfather him. There are some people who say if you hear them, some of these Abobakus, Ronukus, Yoruba Ponus, the typical Nigerians, if you listen to them, you just Bimosa. Yeah, I'm a father of 5. Ah! Now, you get wife? They say, yeah, my beautiful wife, we have been together for 35 years. Ah! Obirin try. Ebimo, you go born. With this, your brain. As I say, brain, le man lo te cross city. Like, if you want cross road now this same head, you think how you could along try. God is creating. Yeah, I've had some of them like that. Like, you are defending people who continue to actually make things worse. And you are sounding ridiculous. You are sounding stupid. And now you are offended. Somebody is calling your attention to your stupidity. Can you say that to your father? Can you say that to your mother? Yeah, Esa, to be honest, if I am your son, I will disfather you. Thank you for bringing me to this world, even though I didn't ask you or beg you. Baba, you cannot make my journey in this same world. The world where we say when you born me, I expected to probably be born somewhere where I will get human value. They go place value on me. You know, that kind of thing. I will grow up in a way that in a system that actually really where care, love exists as a state institution, a policy. You born me enter Nigeria, the whole world is already leading me by 4-0. You compromise in a place where they've compromised my healthcare, compromised my education, compromised my safety, compromised the opportunities I'm exposed to. You still go online, they support the same people, Baba. I will disfather you. You go school as a young person. You are aspiring, you are hoping, you are dreaming that you are going to be this or that. You graduated as an accountancy. You graduated as an this or that. You graduated as, now Okada, you the right. Then you can't get your papa with the Facebook. They attack young people who are calling out this low lives, this failed generation. Your papa they look for respect. Your papa did social media. Your mama did social media. They look for respect. They look for who they know raise well. You are graduate. Okada Longun. You go still claim them as your parents. I cannot leave my parents. I know. Last, your life will become so ruined. Then you end up like them too. Hateful, old loser. That is going to be looking for respect. Lórí social media, there are many. You go need respect in it. They say, yes, sir, you are supporting Tinubu, you are asking for respect. But shake for you, sir. I been sheer, sir. Hey, come here. You know that kind of feeling. Like, Abulori Brukuni, sir. Hey, repeat it. Oh, yeah, say it again. Say it again. Respect. You are supporting, defending Tinubu, defending bigotry. You are watching everybody's, all this, especially young people's life, being mortgaged, being destroyed. Otumbere respect. I been sheer. Like, you go just be like, I say, yeah, we're in. Respect for who? Don't respect anybody that says it's an APC Tinubu supporter. They are useless people. I'm saying this to you because I know them. You have nothing to lose. If your parents are one of them, I know it's tough. I know you won't say it in public, but you'll thank me later. Stay away from them. No. My mama, I know, my parents are kind of this, because they, this is why you must either call your parents to have this conversation with them. Say, Mommy, Daddy, come here. Who is taking care of your welfare? How come it's you? God will continue to bless you. We pray for you all the time. God will continue to say, Nisuru, I understand, please. And have you noticed that since they said things have become expensive, harder in Nigeria, you have never lost or you have never felt it? Thank you so much, my son. Thank you very much. See, God just, in fact, I always pray for God to keep protecting. Mommy, God, leave God out of it. If you continue to defend Tinubu, APC, Egbekegbe, very soon, despite the fact that I'm not in Nigeria, Nigeria will soon happen to me. It is either this your welfare is going to be affected, because if they continue the way they are going, as it is already affecting my own finances here, because I want to keep you comfortable. I don't want you to actually feel it. If you continue defending them, what you are doing is that you are actually contributing to my destruction. And as my parent, if you are not thinking it, I'm saying it to you now. When they get to a stage whereby financially, as they ruin Nigeria, and I do not want you to suffer, I am going to become, I'm going to run into a lot of trouble too, including my health. Because if I have to walk to fend for two people like that, and you continue to support those who are making the policies that makes life hell, makes my own brothers and sisters that could actually help you because they live there with you, that could help you, economy that could actually make them buoyant. Now I am the one having to care for all of them, Mama, and you are telling me that I don't. It's because it's a Yoruba. It's because this. I will just have to pray for them. You are looking for my downfall, and I think I need to let you know, because I would have to decide if I'm going to use the love of my parents and let them destroy me, because this is what this is going to end up as. Ask those who are already going through the tough life that Nigeria has turned them into. They are living abroad, though. Now we spend more, we send more to care for our family. Then you can't get that useless family in Nigeria. I'm going to tell you, say, you don't understand. If Tinubu is this or that, they make family, like family. So you say to them, let them know, because you have a place where the actions of these criminals continues to destroy lives. But the coping mechanism, they can cope. You think because you are making this your dollar enough that you can still cover them. Very soon it won't. It won't. If I go there, for example, right, a bag of a 50 kg bag of rice in the UK, you probably will get that for maybe about 30 pounds. And that's like almost 80,000 naira in Nigeria. I mean, but a minimum wage in the UK will hand you that money for that bag of rice and more in a single day. Yeah, it depends on what you do, you know what I mean? But that's exactly what they have to work for. Lesser than that for a whole month. A salary that can't really buy them a bag of rice. We use bag of rice because, I mean, come on, if you buy a bag of rice, you no go chop, you no go cook them. So we have a lot of people who are currently going through a lot, even though they are not in Nigeria, because I don't want my family to suffer. Some of them are in debt. So if you have to cut them off, you have to let them know why. Nobody can be like defending this madness and then doing so to your face. Come on. So they have a place. I saw a video of this guy who was showing us the spillage of crude oil somewhere in River State. That is Nigeria.
Crude oil spill in Warri or a great community. Shell pipeline. I told you people that these pipelines are very, very weak and old, so they will continue to leak and pollute the Niger Delta environment. It happened in, what do you call it? Elelewon, Werey community. And now it's happening here in Warri or So this is Nigeria sweet crude. Nigeria sweet crude. Messing up the Niger Delta environment. So these are evidence, something you cannot deny. So we are calling for the cleanup of the entire Niger Delta. Yeah, clean up the entire Niger Delta, not just Kaduna. Thank you.
The cleaning up of the Niger Delta. You see that crude oil just kind of like suddenly just coming out of the ground. It's very common in that part of Nigeria. Their soil has been contaminated that they barely have anywhere to grow food. Now, here is another one. Where they manage to grow food, there is no 100% guarantee that the soil is clean. Therefore, their food is also not 100% organic. 100% natural. Put it that way. Natural in the sense that if the soil contributes into what comes out from it, we have the Niger Deltans who are dealing with oil spillage as well. Gas flaring, that one is in the sky. Oil spillages from different pipelines, from different crude oil, thieves and all of them, bunkers and all that. Their water, their land all contaminated. In 2017, Pastor Ruga launched a 1.5, he said, Warri approved $1.5 billion for the Ogoni land cleanup. The plan for cleanup is that they are going to scrape all the land. You see all the sand, the earth of Niger Delta. Let me explain that to you. The cleanup they want to do, from what they plan to, that will cost Nigeria $1.5 billion, or cost Nigeria $1.5 billion that never happened, right? Was that they were going to dig the sand like that and lift all this earth, right? They have to lift them and go and dump them somewhere. And they will now go somewhere else again. They will begin to dig clean sand. And then they will begin to sand fill all the areas that they are covering. They were supposed to clean up in Ogoni land, like areas like in this River State, Bayelsa states. And then I think there was one more, especially Rivers and Bayelsa. They were supposed, like, these are areas whereby aquatic life is dead. People were killing fish, right? It's demanding to kill any fish. But they are killing fish that, you know, if like say make you they eat fish, we drink crude oil. Alright. So imagine that like you are eating food contaminated with different kind of chemicals and all of that in the place. And everybody is just there to make whatever money they can make and leave the place. That's what their life is like there. Lifespan in the area is not really guaranteed anymore. Most of these younger generations, you see people that were born in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. In the 80s, like myself, people in their 40s, they are not going to make it to 70 or so. A lot of them are going to have, from that Niger Delta, a lot of them are going to have serious health problems. They're already having, but without any clear, you know, medical facilities like that, or a clear healthcare, you know, system where you can document what are people being sick from. You know, when people get sick and they go to the hospital and say, oh, now malaria, now this, then before you they say don't die. The area has become so contaminated, like people are actually like in that area, in that axis of Nigeria, they are like walking, how do I describe it? If you're watching me from Niger Delta, this is true. And if to say the money from that axis is invested in healthcare, you're going to understand the health hazard that the crude oil exploration in Niger Delta, the health hazard that it has already caused. There was a time in it seems to be a regular thing. In Port Harcourt, they have something called soot. This soot, right, is this black, you know, when you burn tire, when you burn tires, like a car tires, and it begins to burn up, you see that thick smoke that goes up. Some of them, if you put white papers or white cloth, and you put it under where that thing is burning, you'll be seeing the particle of that tire burning, falling onto that white cloth. This and many more like that, gas flaring and all that, they formed up there. That people couldn't see the sky. Everywhere is just so dark. It is not like the weather. No. The dark smoke and all of these chemicals being released all over the place, they gathered together in the sky. And people's noses, nostrils were all filled with dark spot, dark stuff, children and all that. It's like a thing. The activities that brought that about, they still exist today in that Niger Delta. People are carrying component of cancer and other things in the air they breathe, the water they drink, the food they eat. I know that sounds scary, right? Instead of you reacting to, yeah, I reject it in Jesus' name. Think about what I said. Because Jesus won't save you from whatever health calamity that this comes with. And please, it's not blasphemy against your Jesus, okay? Please don't spare me that for now. I'm being serious, okay? But I don't really mean to blaspheme there, right? I just want you to know that before you begin to blame Jesus for not saving you, just remember, it is your government that is killing you. And you can't ask any Jesus or any Muhammad or anybody from anywhere to come and save you from what you can actually face head on. Change of policy, change of the criminals, change of all this kind of people will change a lot. Indeed. It's not a wish. People who stood up against them, who asked for end bad governance, they became a target. Some of them got arrested. This woman hasn't seen her own son. And she says their son is not even like, you know, that's what everyone says, right? My son is a very peaceful, gentle boy. Please let them release him.
òun ṣàfẹ́ kó bẹ àwọn ìjọba àwọn ẹ̀jọ̀ lórí ọlọ́run méjì yẹn náà ni mo ní o ẹ bá mi fi ọmọ sílẹ̀ torí kò ń ṣe oníjà kò ń ṣe oníjà kò ń ṣe ọmọkọ́mọ kò dẹ̀ kí ojú ẹ̀ kò dẹ̀ kí ń ṣe òkú kan mí kan kò dẹ̀ kí ń ṣe yahoo ibi tí mo bá ti rán mi ló kọjú mọ́ kò dẹ̀ kí ń yàgbẹ́ rẹ̀ bàfí tó kò ṣe ọmọ ọ̀tá kò dẹ̀ kí ń ṣàmúgbó jẹ́jẹ́ tiẹ̀ ló máa ń lọ pàtó tó owó tẹ̀ ṣe ń lọ lóye ṣe ń ṣàlàyé fún mi pé wọ́n protest kọ́ńdà ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o èdè sọ àṣàlàkù lórí ẹ̀ o ọlọ́run fi ṣẹ́fà ìdílé máa ń lọ́lá á ṣàlàkù lórí orí tẹ́ bá ti lọ o ọlọ́run máa ṣọ yìí o so àwọn náà àwọn yẹn ètò nàìjíríà ló ń jà fún ẹjọ́ torí ọlọ́run ẹ bá fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ ẹ ṣíjú àánú òwò kí nàìjíríà náà kó lè dáa kó dáa kó padà náà jà fún ìbọ̀sì ẹ bá tún wọn sílẹ̀ torí ọlọ́run méjì yẹn náà ni mo ní o àtàwọn ẹlẹgbẹ́ tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ tún wọn sílẹ̀ láyé àtàlàáfíà ó lè nígbàgbọ́ pé ọlọ́run àyẹ̀lẹ́ babalọ́lá ó ṣiṣẹ́ lọ lórí gbogbo wọn àti ọlọ́run yẹn máa dájú lórí wọn tí ọ̀rọ̀ yóò bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́ bá mi fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ o nígbà kan wọ́n sílẹ̀.
What are we do today? Today, I will live up my voice in space. Oh, yeah, what I know, you are always there for me. Yeah. Oh, my God, you are my only Lord. Forever when they say, what are we?
Ẹ bá wa tú wọn sílẹ̀ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ bá wa tú wọn sílẹ̀ o, you know. Similarly, a group of guys or a group of sympathizers also we're calling on the tyrannical, should we call it your pseudo-democracy, by the way? So your tyrannical regime, illegitimate regime of Tinubu, they say free learning. This is coming from a group of people called the All Africans Movement Assembly in Accra, Ghana. These were those who stood against the bad governance in Nigeria. The court says they should let them go, but they are not letting them go. One of them had this support base from Accra, Ghana today.
What are we saying? What are we saying? End bad governance. End bad governance. What are we saying? What are we saying? Free our protesters. Free our protesters. Free our protesters. Free our protesters. Free learning now. Free learning now. Free learning now. Free Sadiq now. Free Sadiq now. Free Sadiq now. Free Sadiq now. Release our protesters. Release our protesters. Release our protesters. Release our protesters. What are we saying? Release our protesters. What are we saying? Release our protesters. End bad governance. End bad governance in Africa. End bad governance in Africa. Aluta. 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 Victoria. Victoria. Amandla. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights. Solidarity. Solidarity forever. We are singing solidarity forever. Shay, help us, help us. There is God, there is God, God. God should descend, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet?
The presidency now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh.
Okay.
Let be poor, breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. The poor won't choke, die. The poor don't they choke, they don't they die of hunger. Call you. I don't think protests will do it for you, like Farotimi put it in this series. It was somewhere yesterday where they are having a town hall where people were discussing the state of Nigeria. A town hall. I mean, that's so creepy, right? That I mentioned a town hall. And I remember call you a town hall different.
If we lend ourselves to innovation, we can create wonders. Yeah, it's a successful, again, a town hall, different from Blue, Bulaba.
Abba. So yeah, Dele Farotimi was at a town hall meeting where a lot of people, like activists and all that, I think it was organized by the News Central. And he said something. He said, you see, a lot of people, a lot of you, one Nigerianist, you have this confusion. And that confusion is about you thinking you are a Nigerian. And because you are a Nigerian in your mind, you actually think you have citizenship. This is a definition. This is something that even if you are claiming to be a one Nigerianist, a Nigerianist, which I call Nigeria, right? Are you actually a citizen of that place? Is that how they treat citizens? Is there anyone among you that actually feels like you've got a citizenship as a Nigerian, other than what they told you that you are? I mean, DF was talking about that, so I think you should hear.
Would a proper protest look like? I've already said earlier on that for you to have a protest, you must first of all be protesting to an entity that has listening ears. That entity must be interested in what you are saying, and it will then consider these things and logically respond. If it is unable to deliver on what you are demanding via protest, it would explain the constraints and then seek your understanding. But as I have said earlier on, Nigerians are not citizens. So when you are talking protest in Nigeria, it is actually based on the delusion of citizenship. So what the Nigerian can do is not a protest. What the Nigerian can do is what everybody who is pushed to the wall is expected to do if they are still sentient beings. That is the point where you draw a line and you tell the oppressive force, this is where I stand and I am not moving from this point. But for that to happen successfully in a space like Nigeria, where the people have been deliberately and systematically divided along ethno-religious lines in order to weaken their solidarity, the first thing you need to do is to clearly outline the purpose of the protest. And I'm using the word protest advisedly now. You must make the cause clear. the map would a proper protest look like? I've already.
You need to have citizenship. You need to have a connection. You need to have something that you want to fight for. So if you don't have that with Nigeria, except that is defined, there is nothing to fight for except for yourself, which is what majority are doing. Selfish. I better pass my neighbor. And then they're cowardly, right? Shield us away from facing their oppressors. If you then decided to say something, which Tinubu useless, what's your mouth? Don't say that in public. Tinubu, Nigeria is a dangerous place. So these people can kill you. These people will, me, and thank God for my life. I am okay. It's not easy, but we are thanking God. Baba, please, so say, what do you mean? He's a criminal. He's hey, my law like that, thinking they care because they are already settled. Why are you bothering yourself? But somebody like DF is like, why not? In one of his recent interview like this one, talking about the criminals, calling them the criminals they are. Why is it that they are afraid to call them the names, who they are? This is also part of way of handling it. When you know them for who they are and you reject that, you stop romancing it, then maybe you can end it. I'm talking about the barbarism, the criminality that these guys represent. Also, you have to say it like this.
I mean, Kenneth Ogunko went as far as saying, for 2027, Peter Obi, Bola Tinubu, Atiku should move aside.
Like,
or you,
yeah.
or you are of the opinion that 2027, you are of the opinion that 2027, Peter Obi should realign or go back to the ring and see through his hat and run again for president. That's your opinion, and that's your stand, isn't it?
Let me put it this way. Peter Obi did not lose the last election. Peter Obi won the last election. INEC and the judiciary performed their magic. 2027, there will be no election without a reformation of our electoral system. If the electoral system is not reformed to ensure that beavers and electronic transmission from the polling unit becomes compulsory, I would not even bother to participate in that election, because you can be sure that Tinubu was not in power that ran and snatched and grabbed it. Already has the 2027 election results written. A Tinubu that will be busy appointing Wike's man as electoral commissioner, the most violent election rigger in Nigeria today, openly, is Wike. That is the person whose proxy was being appointed as
that's a weighty allegation.
Electoral commissioner.
That's a weighty allegation.
I said it because it's on video. Now I beg you, stop being politically correct. There are multiple videos and audios of Wike enforcing his political will in Rivers State over and above the sovereign will of the people of that state. Violently too. So this is not, please, I don't do beer parlor talk.
No, because
and when you need to balance things, you can. Are you suggesting? Okay, let's turn it into an argument. I am saying here, my name remains Dele Farotimi, and I am saying that there are more than enough material online showing Wike violently suppressing the right of the people of Rivers.
DF, you don't try. On a final note, he has something, especially for all of us, the Yorubas, that whatever it is that we are witnessing today, from Tinubu and his gang, the grab it, snatch it, and run with it gang, he said, they are pointers, or it is pointer to remind all of us that Nigeria don't happen to the Yorubas. Yeah. This is what he said.
èrò tèmi ni wípé àwa Yorùbá, àwa ọmọ káàárọ̀ oòjíire, àwa ọmọlúàbí, èrò tèmi ni wípé aláròjinlẹ̀ ojú wa là kọjá kí wọ́n mú wa lẹ́rú lọ. Ọkàn mi ò tiẹ̀ lọ síbẹ̀ wípé àwa lè di ẹni tí wọ́n wá ń ta bí òkòtó tí wọ́n wá máa kọ́ láti kórìíra ẹlòmíràn nítorí ní táwọn kan ń jẹ tí wọn ò fẹ́ lòmíì jẹ, tí wọn ò torí gbogbo ìlú ṣe tó yẹ pé torí ara wọn, torí ìmọ̀tara ẹni wọn nìkan. What you have today is that Nigeria has happened to Yoruba land. N tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tá à ń wò ní north, tá máa ń bú, tá máa kàn náà, tá à ń ṣe bí pàwọ́ nìkan la gbọ́n ká tó di sophisticated moron tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n máa sọ fún wọn ibi ní kẹ́ gbà tí wọ́n á gbàbẹ̀, ó wá di pàwọ́ náà wọ́n á sọ fún bí n sì ká gbàbẹ̀. Ẹni tó bá lóun ò gbàbẹ̀ nínú kẹ́ mórò jáde tàbí kẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní máa fi kú lé wọn káàkiri. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wa? Tá a bá tiẹ̀ fẹ́ jà, ṣé bó yẹ ká jàjà wípé kó dáa fún gbogbo wa ni ó ṣe máa jẹ́ nítorí àwọn èèyàn díẹ̀ àti èèyàn kan làwa sọra wa dọ̀tá gbogbo ìlú. Àwa ti pé téèyàn bá ti jẹ́ Ìgbò ọ̀tá wa ni, èèyàn kéèyàn ni, ó dísà gbogbo nǹkan burúkú tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ sí nílé ayé yìí. Tó mọ Ìgbò ló bá wa débi tá a dé yàbá wà lábára wa níbẹ̀. Wọ́n á wá mú spaghetti, wọ́n á máa fi gbọ́n wọn lórí lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Àwọn èèyàn wa wá di ẹni tó ń tò nítorí báàgì iyọ̀ kípíníṣín, àdí ẹni tó ń dìbò sebẹ̀. Ó tó kí Yorùbá ronú. Wọn kí à ń pa Ìgbò àbí Yorùbá àbí Fúlàní àbí ọkàn ara wọn nìkan náà mọ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin náà ẹ yá ara yín lọ́pọlọ. Gbogbo ẹni tí ń tẹ̀ ń wá tó bá rọ̀ mọ́ ń tó ń wá òun lọ́mọ yá yín o. Ẹ yá ara yín lọ́pọlọ o. Ọjọ́ ń lọ o. Greater tomorrow. Mo ẹ sọ fáwa ni ẹ rí. Ìwọ̀n fún ló ti kórì. Ọ̀la òde o. Ọ̀la òde ní dé. Táwa fúnra ara wa. Tá a bá wà determine láti make sure ọ̀pọ̀la dé. Tọ́la ò bá dẹ̀ dé. Àwọn ọmọ wa ò ní rí nǹkan kan dé bá àfogún o. Èrò tèmi ni wípé.
Thank you very much, DF. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, dear Templars, we shall draw the curtains tonight. Thanks so much for your time. Thanks for coming to the temple tonight. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Until then, you all have a good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi nọ́mbà wá. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi nọ́mbà wá. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi nọ́mbà wá. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayebi nọ́mbà wá. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi nọ́mbà wá. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi nọ́mbà wá. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi nọ́mbà wá. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi nọ́mbà wá. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Mayebi nọ́mbà wá. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayebi nọ́mbà wá. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi nọ́mbà wá. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi nọ́mbà wá. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. lórí Facebook
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí YouTube
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.